Today we are making chicken fajitas.
So you want to start by marinating your chicken, and here I have 4 chicken breast boneless halves. You could do more or less, as much as you need. I'm going to first pour some vegetable oil over it. I don't recommend using olive oil because I will be cooking it later on a high flame, high heat, so I don't want it to burn, but it's up to you. I'm using vegetable oil. You could use canola. I'm also going to add some salt to taste and some pepper, black pepper to taste, and there's a clump there, but I'm gonna mix this all together later anyway, so it's not all gonna stay on that piece of chicken. You also want to add some paprika if you like it. If you don't, you can leave it out. It doesn't really have much flavor, just adds a little color. And then I have some granulated garlic, again to taste. And this is I think it's absolutely necessary for Mexican food. It's cumin powder, powdered cumin, and I like a lot of it. It's up to you how much you want to add. And then I have crushed garlic. I probably have 2 tablespoons there. I'm going to mix it all in later. And then I have the juice of 2 limes. I prefer to use lime with Mexican cooking, not lemon, but you can use lemon if you want. I think lime is better. And I'm just going to mix this together, and you're going to marinate it for at least 2 hours if you can overnight. Ideally, if you threw this together in the morning, it would be ready for you to make a very quick dinner when you got home. So this is what it looks like once it's all mixed up. It's really kind of like a moist rub on your chicken. And some people like to cut up their chicken into pieces. I prefer to cook my chicken breasts whole and then slice them up and then add them back into the peppers, but I'll show you that later. I think this chicken stays juicier that way. But it's up to you if you want to cut them up into pieces and then marinate them. Go ahead, feel free to do so. So about half an hour before you're ready to start cooking your chicken, you want to take it out of the fridge and just let it come to room temperature, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And while you're waiting for the chicken to get warmed up a little bit, you can chop up your peppers and your onions. And I have some red, green, and yellow. You can use any combination that you like. And I have 1 whole large onion. Again, as much onion and pepper as you like. And I'm only going to do 2 of the 4 breasts that I made earlier. If you were doing all 4, I would still probably do it 2 at a time. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. You just want to get a nice sear on it. So I'm heating up my skillet here, and I'm going to put a little bit of vegetable oil on the bottom once it's hot. I just want to mention that you want to scrape off the excess marinade and garlic and all that because it will burn if you leave it on. It's okay, you'll get a little bit on your skillet, but you don't want too much of that. Since I don't like to talk over the skillet sizzling, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm going to throw it into the skillet, and I'm going to cook it quickly, not all the way through, just until I get a nice brown sear on both sides. So I've taken off my chicken breast, and my pan is still hot, and the flame is still on. I'm going to go and throw the peppers and onions in the pan. While the peppers and onions are cooking, I sliced up my chicken nice and thin, and as you can see, it's still not cooked through. I'm going to throw it back in the pan with the peppers and the onions. Now I'm just going to cook it until the chicken is cooked through. You can add a little bit of salt to your dish because your peppers and onions weren't salted. I'm also going to give it a squeeze of fresh lime, just a little bit. And there you have it. Serve it with a warm tortilla, either flour or corn, whatever you prefer. Some guacamole, some sour cream, some salsa, a side of rice and beans. I hope you enjoy.